an associate member
of the Manson
Manson family.
I believe he's got his hands full tonight, Joe Brody.
Oh, there's no doubt about that because we have the returning
Irish Iron Man, my good friend, Elijah O'Malley.
That's right. Returning here to the scene of a victory that he had at Super Show 1, and he's going to be taking on an individual that is craftier. It is more of a veteran, more experienced. But I tell you what, I won't count Elijah O'Malley out in any matchup that he's in, Jason Shaffer.
No, I really think this match is going to set the pace for the rest of the night, Joe Brody. I think hold on to your seats, folks, because this one's going to be a barn burner.
Well, I don't know about a barn burner, but we can't talk about barn burnings without talking about a barn raising. And I think your wife has gone to an Amish barn raising this weekend, isn't she, Jason? For those of you that don't know.
You get braver as your ribs feel better.
Absolutely. And there, a crowd reaction for Elijah O'Malley and taking on the veteran Shanghai Pierce. Been all around the world and been in the ring with a lot of people in this sport, Jason Shaffer.
You're absolutely right, Joe Brody. You know, we have not seen him since those first couple of weeks when he made his debut in championship wrestling.
Well,
nor have we seen the Nightmares either, Joe
That's
Brody.
right. Well, I tell you what, now this Shanghai Pierce has obligations all over the world in the ring, and we're lucky and honored to have him here in championship wrestling. I hesitate to say that he would be a welcome member in just about, well, we're just glad to have a veteran of his experience here, Jason Shaffer.
Absolutely.
Collar and elbow lockup. O'Malley going to use his strength advantage to take Pierce back into the corner. Now, there's a clean break by O'Malley. Pierce is going to claim that O'Malley pulled his mask. Referee Eric Foster checking with O'Malley, giving him the warning, checking with the fans.
There we go.
Collar and elbow lockup again. Here we go. O'Malley once again takes his man back into the corner, and Pierce comes out fired up, and he's going to claim again that O'Malley pulled the mask to take him into the corner that way. And I think that the upper body strength and the lower center of gravity are what was responsible for that, Jason Shaffer.
The Irish Iron Man looks good. He looks fired up tonight, Joe Brody.
Oh, he definitely does. He's glad to be in the ring, glad to be back in championship wrestling. Side headlock out of a collar and elbow lockup. O'Malley going to crank down on it, and he's got the strength in his upper body to really make anybody pay in that side headlock. Pierce not going to stay in it long, but O'Malley fires off the ropes with a big shoulder tackle, and it looks like Pierce is going to take a little walk and see if he can't slow the pace down just a little bit.
That's exactly what he's doing,
Gather
Joe
his
Brody.
thoughts, come up with a strategy here. Oh, and look at this. Look at this. He's going in the ring with a chair. Eric Foster not going to let him get by with that. Some of the fans here starting to get on him a little bit. Oh, and Pierce just saying he's
had
done.
enough. Eric Foster beginning the count. You know, he's going to count him out, Joe Brody, if he doesn't get back in that ring.
I'll tell you what, if he walks out on this matchup, he'll have a hard time getting booked in championship wrestling again if he walks out.
Somehow I don't think this is the type of victory that Elijah had in mind, but it would be a victory nonetheless.
Absolutely. It's a feather in his cap if he can get a victory over Shanghai Pierce in any way, shape, or form.
That would leave the Irish Iron Man completely undefeated here in Princeton at the Super Show.
It would definitely do that. And Pierce is going to threaten a couple of fans here, and looks like he's going to try to make his way back into the ring here, Jason. Now look, he's going to confer with referee Eric Foster. He's going to complain about having the mask pulled again, and I'll tell you, I just don't know. What he's trying to do here, Jason, is he's trying to psych out the younger, less experienced O'Malley and make him make a mistake. I don't think he's going to get that out of Elijah O'Malley. I really don't.
One thing I do know about Elijah O'Malley is he does have a temper.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. He's got the Irish temper.
And if this Shanghai Pierce can manage to tap into that, it could cause Elijah to make a mistake.
Well, I'm going to tell you something about the Irish temper. I know a little bit about that myself. My mother's maiden name was McKinney, so I'm definitely familiar with the Irish temper.
Schooled in the Irish temper, are we?
That's right. I'm catching it from both directions, Jason Shaffer. My father was German ancestry. My mother was Irish, and there's no two harder drinking. I guess.
Now, Joe Brody, I know for a fact that you have not had a drop in a long time.
Oh, I have not, and I wouldn't advise it or encourage it for anyone out there. But, if you're an adult and it's done in moderation. But just, mentioning a little stereotype there, I guess, Jason Shaffer.
Look at this.
Oh, and look at this. O'Malley brings him in the hard way, and he's all over him. He looks like he's going to try to shoot him off here, and he does. Oh, and look at that backdrop. Man, he just went out of the camera angle there. O'Malley right back on that arm, and Pierce is going to try to beg off on it, but O'Malley's got him. Oh, and look at that. Did you see that shot to the midsection?
And there's to the throat.
That's right.
Follow it up.
That Oriental spike type maneuver to the throat, and has O'Malley sucking for air in that ring, and that's something you don't want to be. You don't want to be in a position with Shanghai Pierce in the advantage in that ring. Oh, and a big right-hand shot. Man, oh, man. Pierce just unloading on him with right hands, and look at that big elbow right there. O'Malley goes down.
Brings Elijah to his knees.
And that, you know what? That's a big, powerful man to bring down with just a series of punches that way.
He's making a critical mistake there, Joe Brody. Should have hooked that leg.
He absolutely should have hooked that leg, and you would think a veteran like Shanghai Pierce would know to hook that leg, Jason Shaffer. He's going to make Elijah O'Malley pay for it now with this rear chin lock, though, that's for sure. And there you go, fans starting to come alive, supporting O'Malley here.
They're going to get this Irishman back to his vertical base, I believe, Joe Brody.
I'll tell you what, if he can work his way up and alleviate some of that downward pressure, and that's what he's trying to do right now.
There he goes.
All right, he's making his move. He's going to fire that elbow in the midsection and a second one. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Pierce brings him down by the hair.
Just overpowered.
And look at that. Look at that. He's in an altercation with senior referee Eric Foster. Foster's just not going to take any of that.
O'Malley needs to capitalize while Shanghai's distracted there, and this match could be over.
And look at that. He did. He caught him coming in with that elbow and fired in a second one and a third one. And there's a left hand. O'Malley is left-handed, Jason Shaffer. Pierce cuts him off again.
Well, I do know for a fact that look at this, Joe Brody.
Look at that. He went for it.
Can't quite get him over. Pierce has hold of the ropes. He's not going to take him home with that one, Joe Brody.
No, he's not. He didn't hook the leg either. Oh, and look at this. O'Malley shoots him off. Oh, and Pierce caught him with a boot. He telegraphed the move and a big forearm across the shoulder blades. Drives him down to one knee. Snap mares him over, and now he's right back to that rear chin lock.
What's the strategy here, Joe Brody? I mean, other than the obvious hampering his breathing, he's just hoping to wear him down, isn't he?
That's exactly right. He's trying to gauge and test the strength also, Jason Shaffer, to see how hard O'Malley's fighting back against him. It's a very good gauge of when he might be more prone to be able to be pinned. If O'Malley's not struggling back against him, then Pierce knows he's got him almost where he needs him. But O'Malley firing back, and again, Jason Shaffer taken down by the hair.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of hair, that seems to be a common thread tonight, Joe Brody.
Oh, it does. And how about that interview you had with one fired up, Mr. Electricity, Billy Litt?
Well, nobody gets a fan reaction like Billy Litt.
Oh, and look at that. Look at that. Now, he just took O'Malley out of the ring. Now he's going after that bull rope with the cowbell attached. And this does not bode well for O'Malley out here, that's for sure. Now, Foster's warning him. He's telling him.
Look at this, Joe Brody.
That's it. Now, Shanghai Pierce choking him out. Foster's telling him. Now he's going to incur a fine there on himself if he doesn't do something here to release this. Oh, and look at that. Look at that. O'Malley just slammed Pierce into that corner post.